for me for a second. I want you to imagine something. It's a gorgeous day, it's sunny, not too hot, you're on the interstate, you're driving to work, and all of a sudden there's a car in front of you coming from the opposite direction. You have no time to react. You crash, and all of a sudden your car's tumbling into the median. Now you survive, you're good, but you end up having to go to the emergency room. Now you can open your eyes, by the way, because I'm cute and you want to make sure that you see that. Now imagine going to the emergency room and having somebody say to you, well, we're here to save your ass, not kiss it. Now, you all are virtuous people. We all believe in things like equality and all that stuff. But tonight I want to talk about equity. Equity means that we all get the resources that we need based on what we need as individuals instead of collectively. And we always say we don't care if people are red, black, blue, whatever, but color matters in our society. These are household incomes by race. In 2017, Asian Americans were over $81,000 a year, African Americans just over $40,000. That's a big difference. It's a big difference. So what happens? We end up with 39.7 million of our neighbors in poverty. We end up with millions of people without health insurance when we live in a system where your access to care, the quality of your care, depends on your health insurance. And for most of those people, 77% had at least one person in their household that was working full time. For our youngest population, number one cause of death, injuries. You know those things that send you to the emergency room where they save your ass, not kiss it? Number two, suicide. We don't talk about mental health. We don't want to talk about it. Man up, okay? That's what we tell people, and we have people that are suffering. Suicide, men, complete suicide, 3.5 times more than women. It's not acceptable. People are dying. African Americans, our babies are dying 2.5 times more than our Asian American babies. That $40,000 difference kind of makes a little bit of a difference. Now, more education you have, more you work out, more you go to the gym. Oh yeah, we're smart, we know that. Well, could it be that the people with less education are working more hours to make up that $40,000 difference? Let's think about that. Well, obesity rates. If you don't have access to good food, you're making less money, you're going to end up with poor health. You're going to end up with more obesity. So why should you care? You've got health insurance. You know, you worked hard for your life. There's no such thing as white privilege. We're all the same. Well, privilege is the difference between not having to think about things, going into a store, having somebody say, how can I help you? And going into a store and having them call loss prevention instead because they think you're stealing. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that whole save your ass versus kiss it and the call in security. That happened to me. Those are my stories. This is all true. Health is more important than health care. Food you eat, your access to good quality food. If you live in a food desert, you don't have good grocery stores around you, how are you going to be healthy? And as much as we love it, sorry, but produce is indeed more expensive than Captain Crunch. Housing is important, where you live. And here in St. Petersburg, we are more segregated than in other areas. If you don't believe it, look up north of Central Avenue, then look at South St. Pete. In the state of Florida, 21% of our household, 21% of our neighbors are paying half of their income just for housing, not including their utilities. So what are we going to do about it? We want to have a healthy society. It's where we got to start. We got to stop stereotyping people. We got to stop with our unconscious biases, okay? Only when we start seeing color and how all of those different beautiful pieces of color come together can everybody participate in the richness of the tapestry of life. Now, because I do value mental health, If you or somebody you know needs help, tell them to text the word hello to 741-741. Now's a good time to be, putting it into your phone, writing it down somewhere. Share this with your children. Even though you might think, my kids can come to me. They might be able to, but sometimes they may need to talk to somebody before they do. Crisis Text Line has certified crisis counselors, like myself. We're there 24/7 to take care of you. Thank you. Be well.